How to Market Yourself, The Three C's of Travel Agent Marketing by Nina Jackson Mitchell, 1-star platinum consultant, 10-time IATAN certified, $250,000 ring earner, success coach/learning designer. Welcome back, agents. If you join me for part 1 of this series, Where to Find Clients, you already know where your future clients live, people you know, places you go, platforms you use, partnerships you build. You have the map, but here is the truth nobody talks about. Knowing where your clients are is not the same thing as getting them to choose you. You can be in the right place at the right time, in front of the right people, and still get scrolled past. Why? Because finding clients is half the battle. The other half is marketing yourself in a way that makes them stop, trust you, and reach out. That is what today is about. We are going to spend the next 15 minutes on a framework I call the 3 C's of travel agent marketing: content, character, conversion. By the end, you will know what to post, how to sound like yourself instead of every other agent, and how to turn followers into actual booked clients. Let's get into it. Here is what I see when I scroll Instagram looking at travel agents. Same beach photos, same sandals carousels, same Caribbean sunset reels with the same trending audio, same captions about how everyone deserves a vacation. If I cannot tell you apart from the agent who posted 20 seconds before you, I cannot remember you. And if I cannot remember you, I will never book with you. This is not a marketing problem. It is a sameness problem. The market is not short on travel agents. The market is short on travel agents who actually sound like themselves, who serve a specific person well, and who make it easy to say yes. That is why I built the 3 C's. Each C solves one piece of the sameness problem. Content gives you something to say that is not generic. Character gives you a voice that sounds like you. Conversion gives you a path from scroll to booking. Stick with me and let's break it down. Quick promise about what you will walk away with today. By the end of these 15 minutes, you will be able to create content that stops the scroll. Not perfect content, not viral content, content that the right person stops on because it sounds like it was made for them. You will know how to build a brand voice that sounds like you. Not your favorite influencer, not the agent you admire, you, your story, your tone, your way of explaining things. Because in a sea of sameness, your voice is your only real differentiator. And you will know how to turn followers into actual booked clients. Because here is the truth, agents. Likes do not pay your light bill. Bookings do. We are going to walk through the exact path from someone scrolling past your content to someone sending a deposit. Whether you have 0 followers or 10,000, whether you have been doing this 6 months or 6 years, this framework works. Let's get into the first C. Here is your framework. 3 C's: content, character, conversion. Content is what you post. We are not talking about posting more. We are talking about posting on purpose. 5 specific types of content that pull the right people in. Character is how you sound. This is your brand voice, the thing that makes someone scroll past 10 beach photos and stop on yours. Most agents skip this completely and wonder why their content gets no traction. Conversion is how you close. This is the path from scroll to DM to consultation to deposit. Most agents post and then wait, hoping someone will reach out. Hope is not a marketing strategy. Conversion is built on a deliberate path. Each C builds on the one before it. Content gets attention. Character earns trust. Conversion turns trust into a transaction. Skip any one of them and the system breaks. Master all 3 and you have a marketing engine that works while you sleep. Let's start with the first C. Let's talk about content, the first C, and the one most agents are getting wrong without realizing it. Most travel agents fall into one of 2 traps when they post on social media. The first trap is what I call the brochure trap. Constant promotion, sandals deals on Monday, sandals deals on Wednesday, sandals deals on Friday, all-inclusive specials, last-minute price drops. Their entire feed reads like a digital flyer, and you know what people do with flyers? They scroll right past them. The second trap is the ghost trap. Maybe 2 posts a month, mostly travel quotes. A sunset photo with the words wanderlust or take me here. The audience forgets they exist. The algorithm forgets they exist. Clients never form a relationship with someone they barely see. Here is what neither group understands. Social media is not a billboard, and it is not a journal. It is a conversation, and conversations have rhythm. They have variety. They go beyond hi, how are you, and they go beyond buy my product. There is a third way, and it is built on 5 specific content types every travel agent should be using. That is what we are going to look at next. Here are the 5 content types every travel agent should be rotating through. Pull this up on your phone right now and screenshot it because this changes the way you think about posting forever. Type 1, educate, teach something useful, visa tips, packing hacks. When is the cheapest time to fly to Europe? What to avoid in Cancun? The educational post is the one that gets saved and shared, which is what the algorithm rewards more than likes. On Instagram, this looks like a carousel post breaking down 5 things, or a reel where you talk through one tip. People follow agents who teach them. Type 2, inspire, destination dreams, hidden gems, bucket list moments. But here is the key: inspire by selling the feeling, not the price. Do not post a picture of an all inclusive with a price tag. Post a picture of a couple watching the sunset and write the caption about what their first night felt like. Inspiration content is the visual heartbeat of a travel feed, but it has to evoke, not advertise. Type 3, show proof. This is where most agents fail completely. They book trips for real clients and never share it. Show your work. Real itineraries, honeymoon highlights, group cruise photos with permission, screenshots of thank you messages. These are receipts. They tell every potential client, this is what working with me actually looks like. Type 4, be personal. Your story, why you became a travel agent, your favorite trip ever, the behind the scenes of running your business. People do not book with logos, they book with people. The personal post builds the parasocial connection that makes someone trust you before you have even spoken. Type 5, invite, the clear next step, a soft ask. Book a free consultation. Comment the word Italy, and I will send you my Italy guide. DM me to chat about your honeymoon. If you never invite people to take action, they never will. But here is the rule: earn the invite by giving value first. 4 value posts to 1 invite is a healthy rhythm. Mix all 5. Do not post the same type 2 times in a row. Educate, inspire, show proof, be personal, invite. That is your weekly content rotation in 5 posts. Let's get specific about how often. Knowing what to post is half the battle. Knowing how to structure the post is the other half. 3 pieces matter: the hook, the caption, the rhythm. The hook is the first 3 seconds. On a reel, that is the first frame and the first words out of your mouth. On a carousel, that is the first slide. On a written post, that is the first line. If your hook does not stop the scroll, nothing else you do matters because nobody will ever see it. Bad hooks sound like this: hi everyone, I am so excited to share. Bad. Today, I want to talk about Aruba. Bad. Boring intros are scroll fuel. Good hooks lead with curiosity, controversy, or a clear promise of value. Curiosity sounds like, here is the one mistake I see honeymoon couples make every single time. Controversy sounds like, all inclusives are not as expensive as you think, and here is why. Value promise sounds like, 3 travel mistakes that cost my last client $2,000. Each one stops the scroll because it makes you wonder, what is the answer? Captions matter too. The first 3 lines are what shows above the more button. Stories beat statements. Specifics beat generalities. Instead of opening with travel is the best investment you can make in yourself, open with, my client called me crying after her trip to Greece because of one moment in Santorini. Then you teach, then you invite. Story, lesson, action. Now rhythm. This is the one that surprises agents. 3 posts per week beats daily posting. Not because more is bad, but because daily mediocre content trains your audience to ignore you. 3 high-quality intentional posts on a predictable schedule. Maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, same days, same time. Predictable beats perfect because the algorithm rewards consistency and your audience learns when to expect you. Bonus tip: mix your formats. 1 reel, 1 carousel, 1 story, or single image per week. That variety keeps the algorithm happy and your audience engaged. Now let's move to the second C. Now character. The second C, and honestly, the one I think makes or breaks an agent's marketing. Here is the truth, agents. Anyone can copy your content. Someone could literally screenshot your post, change a few words, and reuse it tomorrow. And many of them do. What they cannot copy is your voice, your tone, the way you tell a story, the phrases that feel like home to your ideal client. The biggest shift you can make in your marketing is this: stop sounding like a brochure. Start sounding like a friend who happens to book trips. Look at the comparison on this slide. The brochure voice says, looking for an unforgettable getaway. Let me curate your dream vacation today. Read that out loud. It sounds like a Hallmark card wrote it. There is no human in those words. It could be any agent on Instagram. There is no reason to remember you, no reason to trust you over the next agent. Now look at the friend voice. Real talk. If you have been putting off planning your honeymoon because it feels overwhelming, that is exactly what I am here for. Read that out loud. There is a person in there. There is empathy. There is acknowledgement of how the client actually feels. You can hear someone who has had this conversation 100 times and is speaking directly to the next person who needs that exact reassurance. Your voice is the one thing nobody else can copy. So why are so many agents writing like every other agent? Because brand voice feels squishy and abstract. So I am about to give you 4 very concrete elements that build it. Let's go. Voice can feel abstract, so let's make it concrete. 4 elements. If you can answer these 4 questions about yourself, you have a brand voice. Element 1, your story. Why do you sell travel? Not the marketable answer, the actual answer. Maybe a trip changed your life when you needed it most. Maybe you grew up in a family that never traveled and you want to be the reason others get to go. Maybe your first international trip was a disaster and you became an agent so nobody else has to suffer through what you did. Whatever the real reason is, that is the foundation of your voice. Your story is what makes you specific. Element 2, your tone. How do you actually talk in real life? Are you casual or polished, funny or warm? Are you the friend who tells it straight or the one who lets you process emotions first? Whatever your natural tone is in real conversations, that is the tone your content should sound like. The fastest test is to read your captions out loud. If you would never say those words to a friend, your audience can hear that too. Element 3, your language. What words feel like you? What phrases do you say all the time? My agents who serve military families say things like, before your next permanent change of station. My agents who serve girlfriend groups say, sis, you deserve this. My agents who serve luxury clients use words like elevated and curated and bespoke. The vocabulary you choose signals exactly who you serve. Find the phrases that feel like you and use them on purpose. Element 4, your take. What do you believe about travel that other agents do not? What is your hot opinion? Maybe you think all-inclusives get a bad rap. Maybe you think most cruise lines are scams. Maybe you think solo travel for women is the most underrated thing in the industry. Voice is not just how you sound. Voice is a point of view. Agents without a take sound like everyone else. Agents with a clear take become known. Sit down this week and answer those 4 questions in writing. Story, tone, language, take. Once you have those 4 answers, every piece of content becomes easier to write because you know what you sound like and what you stand for. Now let's move to the third C. One more thing about character before we move on, and this is the rule that matters more than any of the elements I just gave you. Voice only works if they hear it repeatedly. People do not trust the voice they heard once. They trust the voice they have heard 100 times. Think about your favorite podcaster, your favorite YouTuber, your favorite author. The reason their voice feels familiar to you is because you have heard it over and over again. You know how they pause. You know which phrases they repeat. You know what they think about because they have told you. The same is true of your travel agent brand. Showing up the same way, week after week, is what builds the kind of recognition that turns a stranger into a client. 3 principles for showing up consistently. Same energy. If you are warm and a little funny on Monday, be warm and a little funny on Friday. Do not switch into corporate speak just because you are talking about pricing or contracts. Your audience came for you. Stay you, same themes. If you teach packing tips this month, teach more packing tips next month. Repetition is not boring to your audience because most of them are not seeing every single post. Repetition is what makes you known for something. Same showing up, 3 posts a week, every week, even when nobody is watching, especially then. Your audience does not see your view counts. They only see whether you showed up. Consistent showing up is what builds the trust that lets you eventually ask for the booking. Now let's get to the third C, the one that turns all of this into an actual paycheck. Now we get to the third C, conversion. The C that turns content from a hobby into a business. Here is the hard truth, agents. You can post all day. You can have the most beautiful feed in the industry. You can have a brand voice that sings. None of it matters if there is no path from your content to a paid booking. This is where most travel agents skip the entire game. They post and they wait. They hope someone will reach out. They ask, why is nobody booking with me when I post so much? It is because there is no path. posting without a conversion path is like opening a beautiful storefront with no door. The agents who book consistently have a deliberate path. They know exactly how a stranger goes from scrolling past their content for the first time all the way to clicking submit on a deposit. And that path has 5 specific steps: scroll, save, DM, call, deposit. The first step is scroll. Someone sees your post in their feed. The second step is save. The post is good enough that they save it for later or share it with a friend. The third step is DM. They reach out, ask a question, or respond to a story. The fourth step is call. You move them off DMs into a real conversation, usually a discovery call or consultation. The fifth and final step is deposit. The booking gets paid for. Each step is a different skill, and most agents are only working 1 or 2 of them. We are about to break down each step so you can see exactly which ones you are weak on and what to do this week to fix it. Here is the full path laid out. 5 steps. Each one is a different skill. And here is what I want you to do as I walk through this. Audit yourself. Where are you losing people? Step 1, scroll. The job here is simply to stop the scroll. This goes back to your hook. Strong first 3 seconds. Scroll stopping first line. A thumbnail or first frame that pulls the eye. If your stuff does not stop the scroll, you have lost people before step 2 even happens. Most agents lose people here. Step 2, save. The job here is to earn the save. People save content for one of 3 reasons. It is useful, it is hilarious, it is something they want to share with a specific person. The save is the algorithm's gold. It tells Instagram this content is worth showing to more people. If you are educating well, your save rate goes up. If your content is forgettable, the save never happens. Step 3, DM. The job here is to open the door. Most agents skip this step entirely. They post a beautiful reel and then sit there hoping someone will magically slide into their DMs. Help them. Put a soft invitation in your caption. Comment the word Italy, and I will send you my Italy guide. DM me yes, and I will share my honeymoon planning checklist. Make it easy to take that next step. The DM is where the relationship actually starts. Step 4, call. This is the step where most agents get nervous, but it is the most important one. Once you are in DMs, you have to move it off social media within 48 hours max. Get them on a real call, whether you call it a discovery call, a consultation, or just a quick chat. Do not let the conversation stay in DMs. DMs are where leads die slow deaths. Phone calls and Zooms are where bookings happen. Step 5, deposit. The job here is to make it easy to say yes. Clear pricing, simple payment links, fast follow-up after the call. Send the proposal within 24 hours of the call ending. Use a payment platform that takes credit cards. Have a clear deposit amount and clear next steps. Every minute of friction between yes and paid is a minute the client can change their mind. Now look at those 5 steps and ask yourself, where am I losing people? If you have lots of likes but no saves, your content is forgettable. If you have lots of saves but no DMs, you are not inviting. If you have lots of DMs but no calls, you are stuck in conversation mode. If you have lots of calls but no deposits, your close needs work. Each one tells you exactly what to fix. Before we close, 4 pitfalls that kill bookings. These are universal. Every agent I have ever coached has fallen into at least one of them. Naming them out loud is half the cure. Pitfall 1, posting without a niche, trying to be a travel agent instead of the agent for somebody specific. If we covered niche in part 1 of this series, you already know this, but it lives in your marketing too. Generic content gets generic results. The niche tells your content who to talk to. Without it, your captions sound like everyone else's because you are speaking to no one in particular. Pitfall 2, talking at, not to. This is the death of so many travel agent accounts. They lecture instead of converse. Their captions read like ad copy instead of a text from a friend. Listen to your captions out loud. If you would never say those words to a real person, your audience can hear it too. Talk to one person, the right person, like you are texting your best friend. Pitfall 3, all post, no path. Beautiful content with no DM invitation, no link, no clear next step. Pretty feed, empty calendar. This is the conversion failure we just talked about. If your audience does not know what to do next after consuming your content, they will do nothing. The number one thing missing from most travel agent accounts is the ask. Make it easy. Tell them what to do. Pitfall 4, letting DMs go cold. Someone finally slides in. They ask a question. You take 4 days to reply. By the time you respond, the vibe is gone, they have moved on, the lead is dead. Speed matters more than perfection in DMs. A fast, friendly, slightly imperfect reply beats a polished one that comes 3 days later. Within 24 hours is the rule. Within 4 hours is the standard. Audit yourself against those four. Pick the one that hits closest to home. That is your focus this week. Here is your homework. 7 days, 7 actions. By Sunday night, you will have a defined voice, 3 hooks, 3 real posts, and a feedback loop you can use to plan next week. Day 1, define your voice. Sit down for 30 minutes and answer the 4 questions. Your story, your tone, your language, your take. Write the answers in a Google Doc you will keep coming back to. This becomes your brand voice document. Day 2, audit your feed, pull up your Instagram, look at your last 9 posts. Categorize each one as educate, inspire, show proof, be personal, or invite. How balanced is your mix? What category have you been ignoring? That is the type of content you focus on this week. Day 3. Write 3 hooks, 3 scroll stopping first lines for posts you will publish this week. Curiosity, controversy, or value promise. Test them out loud. Would they make you stop scrolling? If not, write 3 more. Day 4. Post number 1. An educate or inspire post with a clear hook and a soft DM invitation. Post it Monday morning if you can. Day 5. Post number 2. A show proof post, a real client win, a real itinerary, a real screenshot of a thank you message, receipts that show your audience what working with you looks like. Day 6. Post number 3. A B personal post. Your story, your why, the human behind the booking. Sounds like you, not like every other agent. Day 7. Review and plan. Look at the data. Which post got the most saves? Most shares? Most DMs? That data tells you what your audience wants more of. Plan next week's content from what worked, not from what you guessed. Pair this with the marketing cheat sheet. And remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. The agents who build real businesses on social media are the ones who post for months, sometimes years, before it compounds. Your first 3 posts this week are not going to make you rich, but they are going to start the snowball. Now let's bring it home. Here's the closing thought I want you to take with you. The market does not need another travel agent. It needs you. It does not need another beautiful feed. It does not need another sandals carousel. It does not need another agent who sounds like every other agent. It needs the agent who tells the truth about her own travel mishaps and laughs about it. The agent who only books for military spouses because she gets it. The agent who has been to Greece 11 times and has opinions. The agent who answers DMs in real human English instead of corporate speak. The agent who shows up the same way every week and who actually invites her audience to take the next step. That agent is you, the 3 C's. Content stops the scroll. Character earns the trust. Conversion turns it into a booking. Each one is a skill you can practice and improve. None of them require talent. All of them require showing up. If you missed part 1 of this series, Where to Find Clients, watch that next. The 4 P's tell you where to be. The 3 C's tell you what to do once you get there. Take the cheat sheet. Start the 7-day plan tomorrow. Bring your questions, your wins, and your stuck moments to our next coaching call. And remember, in a sea of agents who all sound the same, the ones who sound like themselves win. Let's get to work.